Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. We are balls deep into spooky season, so let's continue with week 2 of reading spooky books. So last week we started very lightly and very meekly because I was headed in a different direction, but I just thought we'd throw in some fun little mystery reads that were YA. But today we're heading full force into it. Stephen King, guys, Stephen King. I don't remember the last time I read a Stephen King book. I know I read It, Carrie, Misery, and there was a couple of others I've read. Dr. Sleep, I think it was. I don't remember because it was a really long time ago. I used to always read the books that my mum handed down to me. So she would read the book first, and then if it was good, she would hand it down to me. And that's how I read all my books when I was younger, or I'd go to the library. But obviously these have age restrictions, so I couldn't read them from the library. So my mom gave them to me. These aren't new books. I think the newest one I have is 2018. I don't know when the newest release of Stephen King's was. I know that they are re-releasing his old books with like new updated covers. I got a few out the library. I literally sat on the floor going through all of them, seeing what I wanted to try, and I didn't want to try anything that I'd seen before or read before. So I know Gerald's Game is also a movie, but I never read the book. I didn't even know it was by Stephen King until I was at the library. I chose 3 books that I thought were interesting enough. I haven't read the whole synopsis, just a kind of guideline to what it is. So we'll be basically going in blind. I do know that the 2 of the books that we have here are interconnected. First, we have Elevation. Like I said, I have no idea what it's about, but it was really nice and short. So I thought maybe we could give this a try. And I think we're going to start the week off with this, and then the other 2, like I said, are somehow interconnected. It's either The Town or The Detective or something like that that's connected between the 2, which I read kind of in the synopsis. So the first one would be Finders Keepers. I think there's a movie on this as well, but I don't recall seeing it, but very excited. She's thick as well and really tall, but really excited. I forgot what his writing is like. I don't know if I'm expecting scary or mystery. So I don't know if he writes horror or mysteries. I'm not entirely sure. But the last book we'll be reading is called End of Watch. It's a very interesting cover. I thought it was really attractive in my eyes, and it says a powerful novel of suspense. So I'm assuming it's going to be a mystery. Over here it says as well, from the #1 best-selling author of Mr. Mercedes and Finders Keepers. So I just assumed that that's how we're supposed to be reading it. There's a reading list in one of the books as well, and I kind of just summed it up like that. But very excited. This has been a very long intro. I'm going to start Elevation. I hope it's scary. Let me know what your favorite scary movies are, and maybe I could watch one in next week's video. So let me know. But yeah, let's start Elevation, and I will let you know what I think. Everyone. Well, it's not really morning anymore. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just spent my morning editing. I didn't check in halfway, but I finished Elevation last night, or this morning. Actually, I had a few pages left. Was I the only one who didn't know that Stephen King wrote other genres of books? Because I was shook. This was not a horror or really a thriller either. It was sort of a mystery. It kind of follows our main character, Scott, and he has this weird disease and no one knows what it is, what caused it, but he's losing tons of weight and his body's remaining the same. So he's dropped like 28 pounds and he still looks like the 240 pounds that he started at. During the duration of the book, his weight just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. Then he has new neighbors whose dogs keep pooping on his grass, and it's driving him up the wall only because they won't take accountability for it, and he's gone to the neighbors numerous times saying like, your dog keeps pooping on my grass, and they deny it, and they're like, our dogs never, they're so well trained, you can't just blame us because we're new and because we're lesbians. He ends up taking a picture of the dogs doing their business on the grass, and this makes her even more angry. It just follows the whole situation with that. Eventually they actually become friends, and he kind of confides in them about his disease. He also has a doctor friend who's kind of monitoring him and seeing what happened. The clue was in the name, and I got to it in the first chapter already, where it kind of hinted to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, is this gonna happen? And it did happen. It was actually a really heartfelt story, and I was tearing up at parts. It's very short, 136 pages, I think. Very quick, but a great short story. Not scary, not gory, not what I expected from Stephen King, but still, I really enjoyed it. And I think I'm going to give this a 3.5 star. Really liked it, and I'm very confused because I didn't realize that he wrote different genres. That's out the way, but it definitely doesn't fall into a spooky season. I mean, however, if you did get that disease or infliction that he has, that would be scary. So I'm sure this is more true Stephen King, what we're here for. And this is Finders Keepers. I'm very excited for this. I saw that it had like a 4.07 rating on Goodreads, which isn't bad, and I'm really excited to get into this. This book looks old and weathered, but most of our library books are. They're very like used. I think some of the pages are even stuck together here, but we'll see what we can figure out. Yeah, it's all like clumped together. Someone must have spilled something on the book. I don't really know what it's about. I haven't really read it. I'm going to try and go in blind, but it looks like there's 3 timelines. It's 1978, 2009, and 2014. That's what the back looks like if you want to pause and read. I'm going to go in blind. I know it's something about a detective. That's all I remember from when I read the back when I was picking it from the library. But yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to say right now. So I'm going to go off. Hello everybody, so I just went for my hot girl summer walk and I am sweating up a storm here, but I thought I'd just give you a quick update on my book. I'm reading Finders Keepers by Stephen King. Honestly, I am so bored. Like, the first 132 pages over here is all just setup. It just went on and on and on, and now at page 135 we are actually getting into what the fuck is going on. So I'm really bored. I actually went to the library this morning. I'm sure I put in a couple of clips, but I went to the library this morning just to get 2 more books, just to fill in if I end up DNF in this. I'm gonna try and read up to the 3rd part, because like I said, I'm on part 2 now. So if I don't enjoy it, I think I'm just going to DNF. I feel like the way the sentences are structured, it doesn't make sense. Like, some are like half statements and that's a full sentence. So it's throwing me out a lot. And I think because this book was written such a long time ago, I'm just not clicking with the writing style, 2015. So I'm just not clicking with the writing style. So I'm really, really bored, and it's not giving me that thriller aspect. It's just irritating me and frustrating me. So I got 2 books out by a different author that are also supposed to be thrillers, so I'm gonna see how I feel about this. Then we'll try the next book and then we'll see what's going on. But for now, I'm really not interested and I'm really fucking bored. So I am also just on my way to the mall. I'm gonna go check if there's any new makeup launches. There should be some Essence stuff, but I'm not sure. Even my hands are sweating. Yeah, I'm gonna check if there's any new makeup and then pop into the bookstore, see if there's any, like, because they have specials for like 3 books for $150, but it's usually like unknown authors. But today I have loads of time. My mom's ill. so I'm using her card today. So I think I'm going to just take my time and go through Goodreads and see if there's anything that I can find. I'll show you my books from the library either today or tomorrow, depending on how long today takes, because I'm also just going to my niece's birthday's in a couple of weeks, so I'm going shopping as well to just see if I can find some stuff for her party and then also for her birthday. I have a full day today. I literally went for a 40-minute walk, which is my longest walk I've taken in a very long time. Usually it's about maximum 30 minutes, so I splurged today and spoiled myself because it's really warm today, hence why I don't know if you can see, like, sweat is literally leaking off me, and I'm going to the mall right now. But anyway, I'll speak to you guys later. But yeah, I'm not enjoying this book. It feels like a DNF. I don't want to push myself because I'll just push myself into a slump, and I wanted spooky books, so I might actually just ask the book assistant if there's any like recommended horrors, because I mean, Stephen King's the king of horror, but apparently not. So yeah, that's enough for me. I'm going to just listen to my audiobook till the end of the chapter. I think I have like 5 minutes left, and then I'm going to head out. Good morning, everyone. So, bad news, I've decided to DNF it. I got to page 206, which is about here. So I still had this big chunk to read, and I just can't anymore. It's too boring. It's too in-depth. It's like going through people's mundane every single day. Like, oh, this character went to the cafe, had a coffee, wanted more, then had a eggs Benedict, and it's just carrying on too long, and the plot has been lost on me. So what the book is about, like I said, there's 3 timelines. So in 1978, one of our characters, Mari, he did a home invasion on one of his favorite authors. He was obsessed with this author and kind of wanted to steal his unwritten work because he'd written one of his favorite trilogies and he didn't like the ending. So he was very angry. He killed him, stole money and all his books. But then he ended up killing 2 of his accomplices and hid the evidence. He ended up going to jail for something unrelated for like 35 years, comes back, and his chest of treasure is no longer there. Then we have the in between, there's like from 2004 to 2014, another character called Peter Sorber. He finds this chest and he finds the money and the books. He reads the books, loves them, and knows they are of some importance, ends up sending all the money back to his parents because they're going through some financial difficulty, as his dad was in a huge like terrorist attack and was injured, lost his job, so his mom was the only person bringing in money. So he steals this money, but then the money runs out. But then we have finders keepers who are coming in because Peter's younger sister went to them and she's so worried about him because she kind of knows that he sent the money and she doesn't know where he got it from, and she thinks that he's in trouble. But that's as far as I got. It was just too boring. I literally was rolling my eyes most of the time, and I read some reviews and it said that Stephen King isn't the best at writing thrillers, he's better at his horror, and I didn't realize that this was that much of a thriller. So I'm going to DNF this. If I had to give it a rating, it would probably be a 1 star. I really didn't enjoy it. That was a dud. And then we're going to start the last book, which is called End of Watch. It's another thriller, and it has 2 of the characters from the Finders Keepers group, which is like kind of like a repo / private detecting business. So I already just saw on the back that it has Bill Hodges and Holly Gibney, which are the 2 people who run Finders Keepers in it. So I'm not entirely sure what this is about, but I know that those 2 characters present themselves. I mean, we'll see. This one's slightly shorter, but I'm gonna give it a go. But I did get 2 new books out of the library. I got Strangers by C.L. Taylor. I read that her thrillers are pretty good. And then I got The Book of You, which is by Claire Kendall. Looks like that. So I got these 2 out from the library. So I'm going to start this book now, and I'll let you guys know how I feel. I'm not going to take it as far as 200 pages. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm not enjoying it. But I thought I'd just give you guys a haul as well. Went book shopping yesterday. I think I said so in yesterday's check-in. So I literally am on a book buying ban because I have so many books. And it's almost the end of the year, so I'm not going to be able to read all of these books, so I'll probably have to carry it over to next year. Anyway, these were on the sales rack. I had like my little Goodreads out and was just looking at basic ratings, and sometimes the back doesn't tell you everything, so I thought we'd get some books. So the first book I only got because it was by Tessa Bailey. I've never read anything by Tessa Bailey, and this one is called Happenstance. People either love her or hate her, and I would love to try her because I heard it's quite smutty, so I like smutty books. So yeah, this was only 99 Rand, so I thought I'd just snag this so that we could try Tessa Bailey out. Then this one, I'm not gonna lie, the cover and the spine got me. It's called Things Bright and Beautiful by Anbara Salam. No idea, but the synopsis sounded interesting enough, and I really did like the cover and the spine, so that's really why I got it. But I think it also gives like mystery, spooky vibes, so we'll see about that. Then the last book I got was The Deception of Harriet Fleet. Looks like this. This takes place in Durham, which is a county in the UK, and it looks spooky and it sounded spooky, and it says an ultimately thrilling gothic tale of two women striving to break free from the female conventions of Victorian England, and then she ran from a past full of danger to a future dark with secrets. So very excited for those to be added to my TBR, my very extended TBR. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go read now. Hi everyone. So I've had a morning, but I did finish End of Watch. It was a chore. I literally sat from yesterday about 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. reading. Had a little bit of a break, but I spent the full day reading, and then I just finished about 50 pages this morning, and I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. I don't think this type of thriller is Stephen King's strong suit. I just felt like the story was really long-winded. Like everything was so drawn out. There were parts with one of our main characters that was in the first book and second book, obviously. His name's Brady, he's the psycho, and his points of view I just skipped. They described self-harm in too much detail, and it made me cringe. The whole book was just so infuriating. I felt like all the characters were unlikable, and I just didn't connect with it. I don't know if it was just me, I don't know if it's just the books that I chose, but I wanted books that I hadn't read before, because I've read Misery, I've read It, I've read Carrie, so I've read the main horror books. This was not my favorite at all, so let me know what you think. I wasn't spooked by any of these books. I ended up, like I said, DNFing Finders Keeper again. So long-winded, didn't connect very well, so not the best week for me. So we started off with Elevation, which I gave a 3 or 3.5 star to. Really loved this. It was such a taboo story, but I loved the way it was told, and I had so much fun reading it. It's only a baby book, so I couldn't rate it any higher than that. Like I said, I DNF'd Finders Keepers, and then End of Watch 2.5 stars. So that is the second week of spooky season. Yeah, not very spooky at all. So I am actually just going to intro my next video right now in the same outfit, so we can just get going on that. I have a stack of books. I made a list of videos I wanted to make, so we'll start the next one shortly. But I'll see you all very soon for the next spooky video.